Russia is losing Crimea without Ukraine firing a single naval shell, and the way it is happening is the most daring operation you have never seen covered honestly. No navy. Zero. Ukraine entered this war in 2022 with its surface fleet practically non-existent, and yet by June 2026, it has strangled Russia's most prized strategic possession to the point where Sevastopol residents are panic-claiming 20-liter gasoline coupons within a few dozen seconds of them appearing on a messenger app. 20 liters. That is what Moscow's grand southern fortress has been reduced to. How does a country with no fleet pull something like that off? April 13, 2022 was the first signal. Ukraine hit the Moskva, Russia's Black Sea flagship missile cruiser, with 2 Neptune anti-ship missiles, which sank the following day. No territory, no surface ships, no conventional naval power? Didn't matter. Ukraine would build a completely different kind of war, and they built it fast. By August 2023, that war had a formal home. The 385th Separate Unmanned Marine Systems Brigade, the first dedicated military drone boat unit on Earth. And if you think maritime drones are novelties, look at what happened in the Kerch Strait on March 5, 2024. 5 Magura V-5 drones converged on the Russian patrol ship Sergei Kotov, a $65 million vessel. Gone. A masked Ukrainian commander known as 13th explained the philosophy. Forget the single large explosion. Hit a target 5 times in sequence until it sinks. Cold, calculated, lethal. If you want to stay informed on the world's most critical conflicts and military breakthroughs, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now. 30%. That's the share of Russia's Black Sea fleet destroyed or disabled by mid-2026. The rest is destroyed, beached, or fled 350 kilometers east to Novorossiysk to escape drone range. Does that look like Russia still controls these waters? On May 27, 2026, Defense Minister Mikhailo Fedorov launched the logistics lockdown campaign, allocating an additional 5 billion hryvnias, roughly $112 million, directly at Russian military supply routes 20 to 200 kilometers behind front lines. Not deep strikes inside Russia, supply arteries, the roads and bridges feeding Crimea from the mainland, military cargo traffic on the R-280 Novorossiya highway, the main route linking Rostov-on-Don to Crimea, dropped 71% in just 2 weeks during early June 2026. Not disrupted, collapsed. Ukraine executed this with drone forces barely 2 years old. The Ministry of Defense contracted 300% more middle strike drones in just the first 4 months of 2026 compared to all of 2025 combined. 300%. Who built this entire apparatus? Robert Brovdy, the commander his soldiers call Madyar, started Ukrainian unmanned forces in October 2022 with 6 men and Mavic drones he purchased out of his own pocket. His own money, no budget. By June 2026, he is running the full blockade campaign and publicly promising Reuters he will completely isolate Crimea. Where else in this war do you find a story like that? You are watching the squeeze happen in real time. June 9, 2026, traffic suspended on the Chonhar Bridge, the critical road from occupied Kherson into Crimea after precision drone strikes. June 19 and 20, mass Ukrainian strikes on the Tavriskaya thermal power plant and multiple energy sites across occupied Crimea. June 21st, Russian-installed administrator Sergei Aksyonov bans all civilian fuel sales across the entire peninsula starting at 9 a.m. Not rationing, a ban. June 22nd and 23, Sevastopol's governor halts public gasoline sales, suspends all ferry traffic, and cancels every outdoor public event. Crimea is not a fortress. It is a patient bleeding out. Ukraine didn't even stop at the Black Sea. On November 28, 2025, SBU Sea Baby drones targeted Russian Shadow Fleet tankers Kairos and Virat 28 to 35 nautical miles off Turkey's northern coast, surgically hitting steering gears to disable both vessels without sinking them, severing the fuel pipeline Moscow had been quietly running through sanctioned civilian-flagged ships. Precise, deliberate, devastating. Russia built Crimea to be untouchable, its unsinkable aircraft carrier in the south, guaranteed by a dominant fleet and a land bridge anchoring it to the mainland forever. Ukraine has stripped every single one of those guarantees away, bridge by bridge, tanker by tanker, leader by leader, using drone technology and tactics adapted rapidly since this war began. What do you think the next 6 months look like for a peninsula that cannot fuel its own government vehicles? The answer is already visible in Sevastopol. And Moscow built this prison for itself.